talking to Charlie, and he said at this point he feels like he can. You guys aren't in 100 level classes when it comes to this stuff. You're kind of graduate level. Is that how he's like handling with you guys? Really kind of focusing on advanced stuff, like intricacies and details and everything.
I feel definitely. I mean, we having those. He calls it late night conversations. Those conversations you really don't see with all the younger guys in the room. It breaks down deeper what he says based on our games. Like it's certain stuff that I could bring to my game for that week or in practice that he really doesn't think other guys can grasp on. He'll come to me and say, "Okay, John, you might want to work on this today." And it's the same thing with the green.
Yeah, definitely. It's just like what we always say, like a game plan change or something like that. So it's always based on that week and that week only. So on the man that we go against, it'll be against that man, but it won't be against like the whole thing. So it's always, as we're so like experienced, we can like tune in and tune out. So like it's definitely a great time.
So many guys coming back, and there's so many experienced guys. I mean, what's kind of the vibe, the approach for the room this spring?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's really at this point, like we've come into this season we've achieved what we wanted to. Like we got AC championship, so at this point, we're trying to set ourselves up for the next level and keep this same dominant level throughout the room. Like, of course, we won another AC championship, but we're reaching for the national championship. We're reaching for disruptive defenses of being one of the most disruptive teams across the country. We're trying to be the best in line to ever come through the University of Pittsburgh. So at this point, we have guys that have proven themselves day in and day out on this level. So we're trying to be those guys that come in and say every week, Louis Rick and those guys from ESPN saying, look at these Pitt guys. At this point, it's a lineage now. We got Rashad, JT, Pat. We want to be those next guys in that line.
In terms of that standard being set, that's what Charlie was saying. It feels like you guys have met that or trying to continue to meet that. I mean, do you see that in the room every day? And I guess in what ways that you see that standard being tried?
I say we really we look at it, but we always try to stay level-headed each and every day. So even though we had a great day yesterday, but we could get even better today. Or even if we don't look at bad days, we look at days to get better on, learn from the mistakes we had. So it's definitely a great time because we just always find new stuff to work on each and every day.
You guys often talk about like iron sharpens iron, right? You got all these returning senior offensive linemen, all these guys with experience. How valuable is that for you guys, just rep after rep, going against guys who made 40 starts or something like that?
I mean, it's definitely great. You really don't get a chance to go against all ACC line coming back like that, going against guys like Carter and Marcus. Those are guys who are ACC opponents. I mean, you don't really see that on a daily basis unless on national championship teams like Alabama, Georgia, and those guys. You see those. We're going against guys that are potentially going to get drafted the next couple of years. At one point, we all might be in the draft together, so it's definitely a blessing to be able to go against those guys every single day.
Yeah, like you said, iron sharpens iron. It's always a blessing to go get some guys day in and day out. It's like best on best, good on good each and every day. So you always gonna get a good work in with them.
And a tackle for younger guys on the team. Who's impressed you guys so far?
I'd probably say, in my opinion, I definitely think Sean Fitzsimmons, definitely is, I call him Samuel, I don't pronounce his last name, I call him Samuel. But I really think those two young guys have come in and really taking the next step of really learning the playbook and taking stuff from the room and applying it on the field. You can really see them starting to pick up their confidence. I feel like once you get confidence, you can really learn the playbook, the sky's the limit. They really can start rolling. After that, you might see them playing in the fall one time.
How have you guys approached kind of like teaching them on the field and in the room as the older guys who are now kind of player coaches after you coaches that taught you guys?
I feel like it's easy because you practice what you preach. So you say something, but you also got to prove it to them too. So it's always, and they're really visual learners too. I feel like we all are. So once they see it, they click like that. So it's very easy to teach them.
Like I said, it takes a visual learner. I mean, you got to really, like you say, practice what you preach. If you don't do it out there on the field, why would you think they'll believe they can do it? So you got to show them every day, the day out there. If I can do it at this point, I've taken a step in the classroom and outside in the field to make these big jumps, then you can do it as well.